naše hosty a Franky ze Slovenska za slovenské cony, a Štefán za Německo a německé cony a Julika za Maďarsko a maďarské cony. Kdo má přijít z Poláků, zatím netuším, uvidíme, když se podaří Kristofovi dorazit. So guys, have fun. A vy potom klidně můžete pokládat otázky, já když tak budu roznášet mikrofon, ať nemusíte řvát. A no, we have some time for question. Just for now, take your presentation.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Franker, or as friends call me Franky. I'm from Slovakia, and I would like to tell something about Slovak conventions we have. So, just recently we have started.
My ti budeme rozumieť, ale iba my štyria. I my tiež.
It's okay. The first row is just rows.
Well, it's okay to speak in English because so far our guests, so yeah, please take it easy.
So just recently we have started new conventions, which we call Animefest and fungují. You can turn the slide, please. Animefest is a Japanese-oriented convention, which is quite similar to Animefest, except that we have also a great deal of focus on traditional culture, not just popular culture. And also we have a Korean convention, also with traditional and popular culture focus. Just to let you know, these two conventions are basically one and the same event at one and the same place. They are just named differently. It's basically just different program lines, a Japanese one and a Korean one. Please, next slide. Something about the history. We have started in 2011 as Otakon, but we felt that the name we have chosen for our first year was not, how to put it, was not proper one. So in 2012 we have decided to change names for the current ones, Animefest and fungují, and it was quite a success. Please, next slide. Some program highlights, typical things like anime, Dance Revolution, cosplay. What was quite new to our convention was we had a separate karaoke room with a professional karaoke machine. You know, the Japanese karaoke rooms, and they have a karaoke machine, so we managed to get one, and it was quite a success. The room was, I think it was non-stop full. There were quite a huge queues waiting just to sing. Next we had workshops, you know, classic workshops, demonstrations, presentations, and so on. Another quite unique thing, we had Asian disco. In our Slovak country, we haven't seen this as part of the program so far, and again, this was quite a huge success. Next, we had movies, not just Japanese, also Korean ones, games, martial arts, guests, you know, some pictures. On the right side, we had on the picture 2 mascots. On the left side is our mascot Haruko. On the right side she's basically a mascot for the Animefest, Japanese program line. And on the right side there's Ki, Korean mascot. She's a mascot for the Korean program line, Hangukon. On the upper side, on the photo, you can see some presentation workshops, and in the lower part, we had a workshop which was about teaching our guests, our attendees, how they can dance K-pop. This was also, as you can see, quite popular. Please, next slide. On the upper side, we can see stage, food, you know. In the lower side, it was karaoke, Hangukon workshops, presentations, some taekwondo. Please, next slide. I'm doing this very quick, just to give also space to my colleagues. So I will just run this briefly. You can find more about these 2 conventions on our URL web pages www.nipponfest.sk, www.hangukon.sk. I'm the festival lead. These are my email contacts, and my colleague Michal Jurfina is doing the PR management. Please, next slide. Here's a special thing we have prepared for all the Animefest attendees. If you will have the Animefest ticket and you would want to come visit us to buy Animefest or Hangukon ticket, you will receive a special discount. More info will be posted on our web pages and also social networks. I think we have a lot of program and interesting things to offer. So I hope I will see many of you also on our convention. Please, next slide. Question?
Yeah, what is considered as a ticket? This thing or something else?
Yes. Some proof that you visited Animefest as an attendee. So this was just a brief introduction of Animefest and Hangukon, which are 2 festivals that are pretty new, but we have also 2 other conventions, Comic Zone and Anime Show, and these are really huge. So I would like to say a couple of words about these as well. Comic Zone was started in 2004. It was one small event. Just I think as all of the events started in a small manner. But in 2005, it grew to be a fully fledged convention. From 2007, there was also added sci-fi and fantasy program line, and it was named Istrocon. Some of the sections you could find on Comic Zone. It's like comics, anime, Japanese culture, pop culture, fantasy, sci-fi. We had 10,000 attendees through 3 days. How do I put it in English? Man days, I guess. It's like this. We were counting, or we are still counting on these conventions. Or if one attendee will buy a ticket for all 3 days, it's counted like 3 attendees. So if you divide the 10,000 attendees by 3, you could get the actual number. I know it's wired, but I'm not I'm not the author of this calculation. And last year we had a special guest, from production IG. He's a very famous person, responsible for a couple of production IG anime series. Please, next slide. From 2008 year, there was new convention started called Anime Show. This convention is basically pretty similar to Comic Zone, except that a heavy focus is given on the Japanese culture and anime aspect of things, as is indicated from the convention label, or convention name. From 2009, there was a game program line added called Game Expo, and basically the convention grew in the number of attendees, and today it stands roughly the same, about the size than Comic Zone, so 10,000 guests in man days, if you will. One thing to mention, we have a section with old games and consoles, 8-bit guys. That's something for you. Okay, please, next slide. Some photos here on the left side. On the right side you can see Mitsuhisa Ishikawa from production IG. On the left side, some random cosplay. Please, next slide. Here we have from 2012 the entire cosplay attendees on the stage. Please, next slide. Here we have the old games and console section. Please, next slide. And I guess that's all from my side, from the point of presentation, but I would like to present to you 2 videos. First is from the Animefest in Hong, and the last one will be from Comic Zone. We had here my Hungarian colleague had an interesting discussion about cosplay, so the last video will show the Slovak cosplay guys in action as well. So please. I'm sorry, it's in Slovak. I can translate it to you if you like later.
Animefest a Animefest 2 nezávislo na sebe festivaly, ktoré sa konajú práve na tomto jednom mieste. Animefest je zameraný na japonskú kultúru a jej súčasti, kdežto Animefest je nasmerovaný na cezmorského suseda Koreu. Čiže pokúšame sa dať z oboch krajín to najlepšie, aby ľudia spoznali tú azijskú kultúru toho ďalekého východu, ktorý reprezentujú Koreu a možno Japonsko tak najznámejšie.
Ako vznikla myšlienka spraviť na Slovensku korejský festival?
Korejský festival, v podstate tá myšlienka sa dlho kryštalizovala. Začínali sme s japonskými festivalmi, ktoré tu doteraz boli a snažili sme sa ďalej robiť niečo podobné. Ale prišiel taký moment, že chceli sme odvláštiť tieto festivaly a zároveň ukázať aj niečo ďalej z tej kultúry, ktorú ďaleký východ ponúka. A zašli sme teda do Korei, lebo je ľuďom na Slovensku taká druhá najznámejšia, vďaka tým závodom, ktoré tu máme a všetko. Tak ľudia začínajú spoznávať korejské jedlo, korejskú kultúru, ktorá je dosť podobná síce japonskej, ale zároveň veľmi odlišná, lebo tam je história, ktorá je úplne iná.
Splňal tento festival vaše očakávania? Ja som sa tešila, pretože to bol prvý ročník festivalu tohto typu a som spokojná. Je to taký zmenší komorný, možno keby dnes prišlo trošku viacej ľudí, ale organizáciu určite spolnú. Som spokojná. Ja som bola prekvapená, že som neustále mala čo robiť, lebo posledné cony tohto typu nespĺňali moje očakávania, ale to bolo fakt na úrovni. Mohli sme sa včera pozrieť aj na azijskú diskotéku. My sme ostali úplne, boli sme posledné, ktoré odkázali. Tak je nás už vyhadzované, že nie o to.
Okay, credits. I think we can skip that. Okay. So this was just a small sample of the conventions we have in Slovakia. I think there's a lot of fun to be experienced with, so I invite all of you to come and join us. Thank you. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can find it. I can provide you the link if you would like. Just contact me after the panel. Thank you for the question. Any questions? Okay, I would like to pass the microphone to my German colleague.
Hello everybody, I talk about the convention in Germany, explain the Conech festival in Ludwigshafen Rhine. It's no biggest convention in Germany. This is conech with 20,000 visitors, and this is not a very small convention. We have 5,000 visitors. By the way, in the last week, last weekend, or sorry. By the way, the Hanami was the last weekend, and can you show any pictures of the event? Please, the next. Okay. This is our convention area, and we have for the events all of this building and the place for the building, and we are went from the Animefest e.V. This is a club in Germany for friends of Japanese animation, movie and manga. And the DJG, that means German Japanese Company, that is a non-profit organization to help the Japanese culture to find friends in Germany. Please, the next. This is Theaterplatz. This is a place for the convention center. You can see the exhibitors brochures and stores that we have on our convention, and you can see a catering area and many cosplayers. Can you see all? Please the next. This is the store in the also near. And the next please. Noch mehr stores, the nice teddy bears we have seen in the last video. But this is only a detail for our stores. Please the next. This is one of the guests of the Hanami. This was the premiere to see in Germany. The band called Labyrinth Tambourine, and is a band from Japanese, from Japan. And this band make most anime songs as original soundtrack. They produce in 1 week over 130 songs, and they are today on a world tourney, and Germany was with the Hanami one of her dates. Please the next. This is traditional koto player. She give a concert too, and the program of the Hanami is on the one side very traditional. You can see the koto player, to example, and on the other side very popular with cosplay, synchronicity, and games room, karaoke, etc. The next please. Here can you see the DCM, this means German Cosplay Championship. This is one cosplay contest on most of conventions in Germany. Other important contests for cosplay in Germany are the WCS, World Cosplay Summit, Euro Cosplay, European The Gathering, and I have forgotten, but what? It's not very important then. On every convention in Germany, give it a normal cosplay contest for singer and for groups, and our cosplay contest for the DCM, European Gathering, VCS, and so on. And ours. Please the next. This is one of the artists. They are a guest of our convention in Germany. She had drawn this in the background, and we give us convention not only the visitors the possibility to see the Japanese culture, we give our guests the possibility to show her art a great public. Please next. This is a public advertisement in the town of Ludwigshafen am Rhein, and this is draw about of the artist you can see in the last folio. The next, please. This is our Mai Cafe. It's called Maido no Kitsune. But in this year the room for the Mai Cafe was very great, and we have a second Mai Cafe, the tea time, and in Germany there are much other Mai Cafes on the separate conventions. And this was my presentation about the Animefest Festival. Thanks. Question?
But last year you had in Bonn on Animagic, you had Kalafina concert. Do you know about Animagic?
No, the Animagic is not a non-profit event. The Animagic is made from the Animania magazine in Germany, and is it
just the general question.
Okay.
About any other such famous Japanese groups in Germany this year?
Yes, on the conech you can see mostly Japanese bands, and you can see on the Coste in Frankfurt am Main really often Japanese bands. Is the question alright or? Okay. Our questions?
Okay, so I will talk about Mondokon in Hungary, and I brought two videos because I like it the more visual way, so no presentation. Can you start with the number 3? Yes? It's an expo location. We have the convention in 3 halls. One hall is for the main stage and other programs like presentations and cosplay competition. And we have a wall area, a wall hall only for games. So it's full of any kind of games for gaming competitions. And we have a 3rd hall for cosplay for art shops and mangas and anything like that, and billiard competition, karaoke competition. So we have any kind of programs our convention can offer. In our cosplay competition, there are more than 100 participants in one competition. And there are a lot more cosplayers, so not just these who compete, a lot of other ones. And this convention takes place 4 times a year: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. At spring, there is a 2-day-long convention. In summer, a 1-day convention. Autumn, 2 days again. And at the winter, it's a Christmas convention. And I will show you a video just to see how a convention looks like. And if you have questions, you can ask me and I will try to answer. So as you can say, it's not just about animes and mangas, it's about fantasy and movies and yeah, everything. And I don't know if you have any questions. We have a really big stage and good technique on the stage, so yeah. I don't know how many of you were there by the previous panel, the world cosplay. Yeah, only one. Okay, because yeah, because I have an extra video, and if you are new here, I can show it again. Can we play the Gangnam Style video? It's about cosplay. We cosplayer made it together. We love making videos.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
I love making videos and I will be making a video of Animefest too. So I will try to put it online and give it to the organizators, and I hope you can see it too. Yeah, MongoCon has 7,000 visitors, and we would be happy if you can come to us and see this convention for yourself. Thanks. I don't know if any of you have questions. The convention changed names, so we started, let's say we started conventions in Hungary in 2005. That was the year when we had our first convention, and it was only 600 people, and now it's 7,000. No, because it costs too much, and Hungary hasn't that many of sponsors and money for conventions, but we try to use this money for programs and for the visitors, so prizes, programs, and for the free buildings.
What's the program structure of the festivals? Do you have anime screenings like here in Czech Republic?
Yes, of course. We have the three buildings, and one of them is with the main stage. And on this stage takes part the cosplay competitions, screenings. We had 2 concerts, so we have sometimes guests if you can manage it. We had a Kokia concert, and we are trying to get martial arts presentations and any kind of programs like that. Any program who needs a big stage, and there are presentations and discussions in small rooms on different places. So we have actually many programs.
If I can ask, in Germany,
On the Hanami is it so that we have a main stage for concerts, cosplay contests and show groups, and mostly the show groups are dance groups, and we have 3 rooms for workshops, 1 games room, 1 karaoke room, 1 video room, where there are show anime actuality animes, and at the theater place, at the place for the convention center, we have a stage outside for little contests.
It's a contest for eating. Right, we have that contest too. It's ramen eating contest. So if you love ramen and want to eat a lot, come to us.
We will.
Yeah, and of course I forgot to mention that we have all the standard programs like karaoke, Dance Revolution, video games, Just Dance. Did I forget something? Yeah, like standard programs.
Yes, we have places for for cosplay photography, and we have many cosplay photography workshops, and we have stations. There can cosplayer make photos from himself in a professional studio, but a little small, a very little small studio. Yeah, that's it. It's a question or our questions?
Well, we have anime section, we have workshops, we have karaoke, we have disco, Asian disco. Yes. We have Dance Revolution, karaoke room. I guess that's all.
Maybe one more question. Is Hanami and Nebo a 24-hour convention?
No, Hanami is not a 24-hour convention. It is on 2 days and the first weekend at May. And
yeah, we are close to. And I just wanted to say, because not many of you were there at the cosplay panel, if you are interested, I have a short video for cosplay competition, if somebody is interested.
I remember one important point of our program, the masquerade ball. We have on the Saturday evening for cosplayers masquerade ball, for cosplayer in very extraordinary robes and very nice music, can dance in the evening.
Okay, then just a quick, should I show you the video, short video of the cosplay contest? Okay, it's we have two main categories, because we know that some cosplayers don't like to perform and make a skit. They only love to make the clothes, and that's why we made two categories. One is craftsmanship. Only the costume is that matters. You don't have to play the character. You can go on the stage and, like a fashion show, you can show off your costume. And on the second day, we have the performance groups, and the costume doesn't matter there. You can buy it if you want to. In performance, the only thing that matters is what you do on the stage. So everyone can find a category for himself that likes the most. I think there's a second video. Yeah. 3 short craftsmanship and 3 short performances. On the stage, it's craftsmanship. It's like a fashion show. is where you come up with a performance or skit. So, like I said, we have more than 100 competitors who actually taking part in the competition. Any questions? That's all. Yeah, thanks. We want to thank you that you were listening to us.